Hey guys, my name is Sydney, and I decided to do my capstone as a research paper, and my mentor for this project was Dr. Jamie McConley. My topic for this project was Disney's lack of homosexual representation throughout their content. I wanted to express that this is a real problem that needs to be addressed. I wanted to back this claim with research and provide evidence. Some common themes throughout this research project were heteronormativity, gender norms, prejudice. We'll be digging deeper into that together in this podcast. When looking at Disney's content as a whole, I found it a little overwhelming, so I decided to mainly focus on movies to be more thorough with this analysis. The purpose of this project is to enlighten and spread awareness and show solid evidence that lack of gay representation in children's media can be detrimental. I actually started looking at this topic last semester when doing a podcast for my feminist theory class, and I thought that I could definitely dig deeper into this and make it something that was worth making my capstone all about. And I considered doing a podcast for my project as a whole, but I decided a research paper would just be more thorough and allow me to really lay out all the research and everything that I put towards this just so somebody can look at it themselves. So, what I did for this project was I spent a lot of time conducting some research and looking at things like children's media, heteronormativity, and homosexual stigmas. And I went back to research all the way to 1990, and then I looked at some research that's a lot more current to today. And then after that, I wanted to throw a little bit of subjectivity into this whole mix, and I wanted to put my own take. And how I did that was I rewatched two old movies from 2008 and compared them to two movies that came out in 2023 to compare any kind of differences or evolution with the way that they portray romance. But let me talk a little bit about my research findings, and I'll have all of my sources for these findings listed. So, first off, we're talking a lot about heteronormativity, so I thought it'd be important to just explain what that is a little bit. So, basically, it is the idea that any sexual or romantic relationship is between a man or a woman, only between a man or a woman. Heteronormativity assumes that because it assumes that everyone is straight, and that is the default sexual orientation. So when saying that Disney portrays heteronormativity, I'm saying that Disney portrays that the only type of relationship is between a man or a woman. Also, from heteronormativity, we have things like homophobia and transphobia and other ignorant mindsets. Heteronormativity is what pushes gender norms in our society, especially when concerning children. Pushing gender norms can be extremely detrimental. Gender norms are expected or considered to be normal behaviors concerning one's sex. Through Disney's content, children are given the idea that boys are strong, powerful, heroic, and girls are labeled as soft, feminine, pretty, beautiful, submissive. This can cause issues in a children's social experiences and confuse them about their identity. Another really important thing to think about is that children grasp their earliest sense of reality from television. Children get some of their earliest ideas of what relationships and love look like from the media that they consume. When a child is shown over and over again one kind of relationship or how one kind of relationship should look, according to television, they're going to assume that is what love should always look like in real life. And this can lead to prejudiced mindsets towards the gay community, and this could lead to internal prejudices throughout their entire life into their adulthood. Early exposure of homosexual relationships can highly decrease prejudice, stigmas, and marginalization of the gay community. When researching all about this topic, I found countless articles about people framing characters, Disney characters, as queer, or saying that they're queer coded, that they're meant to be queer, but Disney didn't want to say they're queer. I found so many articles like that, so many conspiracy theories or fan fictions, whatever you want to call it, all over the place. And some were even scholarly. Like, they put so much research and time and thought into this. But at the end of the day, those are only conspiracy theories. And you can frame a character as being queer all that you want. And, you can make people believe it. But if Disney never proclaims a character as queer or homosexual or whatever, then you can assume all you want, but they're not. And if Disney's trying to make their characters seem queer-coded, then they might as well just be a self-proclaimed gay character instead of trying to leave it up for interpretation. All right, so those were some of my most significant findings throughout my research, or a little summary of them at least. And then I had a lot of fun looking at some older Disney movies and comparing them to some newer ones. So I was doing this so I could compare and contrast the romantic stories or the relationship norms that Disney inserts throughout their stories. I started by watching 2 movies from 2008. I chose 2008, first of all, because a lot of good movies came out that year, and this was a year that I was a kid all over Disney. I definitely watched all of these movies 1,000 times growing up. So from 2008, I decided to watch High School Musical 3 and Tinkerbell. I did one live action and one animated just to throw a little differences in there. And I had to do High School Musical because we're all grown now and we still quote it, so it was very significant. And then from 2023, I chose the Little Mermaid, the live action, and Peter Pan and Wendy. So when watching the movies from 2008, it was very nostalgic. But anyways, when I was trying to look at it through a feminist intersectional lens, I was not shocked by the lack of homosexual representation, because High School Musical, we know there's Troy and Gabriella, and then there's a few more love interests and little flings throughout the show, but every single one heterosexual. And then Tinkerbell, it's not exactly a love story, but there is a love interest in there, and also heterosexual, and they're fairies. Anyways, so yes, there was 0 homosexual representation throughout those movies. And then in 2023, again, no homosexual representation. We have recently been seeing more of Disney's efforts to make their newer content more inclusive, especially racially and ethnically diverse. And that's something that they did with The Little Mermaid live action. And that's great. That's spectacular. That's great that they're trying to be more inclusive, and we see their efforts. We really do. But they're still not attacking this other issue. I did definitely notice, though, that the 2008 movies pushed the gender norms way more than the 2023 movies. The 2023 movies, especially The Little Mermaid, it showed more heroic, strong, powerful characteristics of female characters, like Ariel. She was such a badass. Anyways, all in all, I had a really great time. It's bittersweet. I had a great time, but it's a project. I'm really glad that I got to do this project on this topic because it made me significantly enjoy doing the research and seeing what I found, and I had no idea that I would be able to back this claim of mine with so much research, undeniable research and evidence. And yeah, I'm really excited to see what everybody thinks of this, my mentor in my class. And yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. Bye.